What's up, party people? This is Party Rental Knowledge here. Giving you a video today. Should you start a business, a party rental business, during a pandemic, during an economic crisis? Is it a good idea? I think so. I did it. Look at all the stuff I got. So the real question is, can you start a bounce house company in 2021 during a pandemic, during an economic crisis? Are you able to achieve goals while so many people are losing their businesses and failing? Here's the answer. So I hear a lot that this industry is recession proof. There's a lot of people in 2008 that still rented out a lot of party rental equipment because everybody still had Little Susie's party or Little Jimmy's party for their birthday. There was still some corporate events. They just didn't do a lot of add-ons. This year is totally different. There's no corporate, but there was a lot of backyard parties. That is definitely going to be probably the case for 2021. If it goes to the point where there's more corporate this year, then we're all set no matter what, and you're going to be good no matter what. But this video is to help you prepare if next year is just going to be like this year. So first things first, lower your cost of entry. That's what you're going to want to do when you start off. If you can buy somebody else's business because they decided they weren't going to do it this year because they don't want to do it during a crisis, well, now they might have bought a bunch of new stuff the year before. So you can go ahead and buy that new stuff that they probably made their money back on already for half off. And it's got a bunch of longevity to it. I have tables and chairs that instead of buying new, it'll last 10 years. I bought them used for half the price and they last 8 years. So you can do the math there. Used equipment is good. What I would do and I advise you to do is to go look at this equipment in person if you can and buy in bulk because you can get prices off with bulk deals. That is definitely the move that I made during 2020, and now I have so much stuff that I got to clean my warehouse. So during this specific economic crisis, there's a lot more need for extra outside space for tents, or they have the space already and they need more tables and chairs to spread people out even more. So owning both of those is advantageous as well. No matter what size, you could probably get a 20 by 20 up for 3 months. You could probably get a 40 by 60 up for 3 months. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter how big the tent is. If you got it, you could probably market it because a lot of people are needing that extra space. Dine-in restaurants, corporate people need it for break rooms. Yeah, I got a break room tent. So if you don't do bounce houses and you just do tents, you're really going to want to go ahead and know your stuff and how to actually set one of these up and price one out to buy. And then go ahead and try and rent one out for 3 months and get more what it costs to buy right off the bat. I had a tent go up for literally 3 months and I didn't even own it. I bought it for $4,500 and charged them $6,500 for the 3 months. So I expanded my inventory just for knowing how to set these things up. So go ahead and learn how to set these up. And if you feel confident up, just go ahead and do that quote. So I got to throw this in here. If you really want to succeed, you're going to need to watch some of my videos and like and subscribe. Because there's a lot of nuances to this industry for the most part that you're going to want to know before you start buying things that cost a couple $1,000s. So real quick, what I like to recommend is you start off with a couple combos, and maybe if you're going to get a regular bounce house, don't get themed. Get a bounce house that has a Velcro front. You can get panels on there, and I'll show you some panels at the end so you can see what there is, because this way you don't get a themed bounce house. You're not stuck with a specific theme, and you can go ahead and get multiple banners on there, and now one bounce house becomes 20 bounce houses because you have 19 banners. Another great thing for 2021, starting off small is going to benefit you because you're just going towards backyards where everybody else starts off. And that's all it's going to be for 2021. If there's any corporate, you could target it, but for the most part, there's not going to be for what everybody else is planning. If there is, then we don't have to worry about much. because then the industry starts booming again and we all start making money a lot. But if it doesn't, you're going to want to hit those backyards. What a lot of big corporations learned this year is you need to diversify your customer base. If you don't do backyard parties and corporate events, if something like this happens, well, you're screwed because you're only doing corporate events, and now you got to buy 30 water slides to catch up and all the backyard tents and the small tents. So you can start off small and get a bunch of smalls, and you don't have to get giant games for corporate events. You can get the small games for the backyard parties. It lowers your cost of entry. Everything's going to be cool this year. You're still going to get little Susie's birthday party, I swear. So another reason that you're going to want to maybe start a company during an economic crisis or a pandemic is if you're doing business during this time, people are going to remember you. Hey, you brought me joy during one of the hardest times of my life. And that's really going to do really well for you for branding. And you just being out there and doing the right thing during this time, it's a good time to grow because there's a lot of more people going online and looking at your website now. More people are in tune to online ordering, so a big purchase on a credit card is no problem if you're using a system like ERS or IO. There's a lot of benefits to getting into this industry now, opposed to the past. Like, there wasn't even that much information out there now. Now I got my own YouTube channel and with all kinds of information out there, and I got the Facebook group with more information on there. The link is in the description. I just want to bring as much value to this industry because I'm sick and tired of this insurance going up. We all hear about it. That's the main thing about it. Hey, how much does it cost for insurance to get in there? That's a whole nother video. Go look at that video too. But as far as should you start a bounce house company during a pandemic, I wholeheartedly agree that it's going to be a great decision if you do it the right way. So back to those banners I told you about earlier. If you want to start a company, get a bunch of these. Look at SpongeBob SquarePants. It's made by Ninja. They don't make the theme banners anymore, and Magic has the license for a bunch of stuff. I don't know if they have the SpongeBob license, but they have a license for like Disney, and they don't make the banners for them. They just make units. So you got to buy old banners to get them on there, and get them while you can because they're hard to find sometimes. But yeah, this one banner can make a regular bounce house turn into a different one. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Check out some other ones. I try to post at least 2 or 3 times a week. Got the Facebook group. Ask a bunch of questions, everybody. So throw some in the comments. Do whatever you got to do. I'm trying to help everybody grow in 2021.